Hello folks, it's Chris Stafford. I'm actually back inside currently right now. I did two parts of my first half of the video, so hopefully one of those came out pretty good. I did one outside. I wasn't sure how the lighting outside was going to be, whether or not my camera will pick me up very well. And then I filmed a portion on the inside. Basically the same thing, setting up Module 5 practice exercises. Basically what I have here currently right now is my fuming container. I still have it closed. I have the window open currently right now. I do have a mask for when I actually handle the material, just because I didn't want to get noxious. I had to think about it. It's a little windy outside. I didn't want to do this test outside, and at the same time, I wanted to have enough ventilation on the inside to do it. So anyway, what I have here in front of me and what I've already done, in case my first half of my video doesn't come out very well, I've already taken 4 10H pieces of tape. I used a piece of gaffer's tape, a piece of duct tape, a piece of blue painter's tape, and a piece of regular masking tape, yellow masking tape. And I've put fingerprints on the front and back. And currently right now they're set up in my fuming pot, which is just a regular mop bucket with saran wrap covering the top with the glue shot, the heating element, and the glue inside, and it's already good to go. In front of me here I have my gloves, which I'm going to put on. I have my UV light for the second half of the exercise. I have the Ninja fingerprint spray, obviously. I have the sticky side powder, sticky side brush, or brush for the powder rather, magnetic powder, and the magnetic brush. And then for the regular prints on the top side, I'm going to opt to use white, mainly because I think the tapes are all pretty, well, 3 of the tapes are fairly dark, so I think the fingerprints are going to come out better using the white. I could be wrong, but we'll find out. And obviously the sticky side powder is for the back side of it. So anyway, I'm going to put my gloves and my mask on, and I apologize if I'm a little mumbled with the mask on, but I just don't want to get noxious with the fumes. And again, I don't really have a garage to do this on, so I either have a porch or I have outside itself, and it's a little windy outside and the sun's still out, so I didn't know how the quality of my camera is going to be able to do this. So anyway, by the way, I'm not a fan of these little gloves, because even though it says one size fits all, it pretty much sticks to you after about 3 seconds. I would opt, if I did this in the real field, I would get good quality gloves. That would be my personal preference. But I understand this is just a class. All right. What I have here is my container. As you can see, it's a little hazy up top because of the fact that it's already had the glue shot going on it for about 10 minutes now. So I'm going to take it off here. I can already start to smell it a little bit. What I'm going to do though, because I can't take the pieces of tape out, or rather I thought about this, one of the big compromises you have to think forward a little bit, is where do we put the tape while we're trying to get the fingerprints on it? So rather than me trying to take these pieces of tape out and ruining the side with the underside, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay them down first with the back side down. I'm going to powder them with the sticky side, just so I can see if I can get any fingerprints right there. Then I'm going to do it lightly because I don't want to ruin the backside, the backside fingerprint. But I am going to use the white here, actually in the bucket. And what I mean by in the bucket is, since they're hanging in such a way where I can take the brush and lightly powder them right there, I'm going to try to lightly powder them, take some pictures with my camera. I'm going to see if I can actually pull the print off using the quick tape. Hopefully it comes out fairly well, and then I'll put that on a flash card. So it's going to be kind of a tricky thing. I don't obviously have the capability to have somebody film the camera and maneuver it around with me while I'm doing this. So hopefully it works out. We'll see. I want to take the fuming shot away from the camera real quick, so let me put that back out in the porch, just because of the fact that it is kind of stinky. All right, it's still a little stinky in here, but at least with the glue shot already out, it's a lot better. I can see, I'm going to turn the bucket toward the camera. From what you can see, I have 4 pieces of tape in the bucket. They're in there in such a way where I can see the white powder on the residue on them currently right now. So what I'm going to do is take the old white powder here. I'm going to try to get a print on the back, dust the back real quick, see if I can get any sort of print off of it. I did put a lot of fingerprints on them, so I know they're there, and I can see some of them already. And other than the masking tape, I think the white will work fairly well on any of the other 3 tapes because of the porous factor of the back side of it. I'm going to do this over the bucket, so that way it doesn't make a mess all over my desk, even though I have a paper towel down, but it's also easier because the tape is actually still hanging in there. All right. Amazingly enough, I'm going to show you the bucket a little bit. Amazingly enough, the fingerprints came out on all 4 of them, even the masking tape with the white. So I was amazed that I can barely see it, but I can see them there. I'm going to try to turn the bucket toward the video camera so that way you can get it. And I am actually going to use my iPhone and see if I can take some decent pictures of what the tape looks like inside the bucket before I actually try to remove the tape and do the powder side, the back side of it. So anyway, let me show you. Not sure if you can see that. I think on the blue one you can see a little bit of fingerprints. The black, you can easily pick up fingerprints. The gray is kind of hard, and I don't think the masking tape Now, it's not going to show up in the camera very well, but I can see them. So anyway, what I'm going to do here, and I thought about this, is how do I preserve the fingerprints on that side when I'm trying to do the sticky side. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put 4 pieces of regular tape down on the on my surface here. Hopefully I'm not going to get them stuck to my gloves. Actually, I'm just going to take the glove portion off so I can do this without getting the gloves stuck to it. I know for safety hazard purposes, we're not supposed to do that with the materials. But at the same time, my hands are already starting to sweat, and I know darn well that that tape is going to stick to the gloves here. So anyway, I don't need the mask currently right now because I can already smell the fumes are starting to stop. So I'm going to grab some tape real quick. I'm going to do this one at a time. What I'm going to do is take your clear piece of tape, I'm going to lay it upside down. Then I'm going to take one gray, and I can see fingerprints currently on it right now. I'm not trying to tamper with it. I know that you need gloves technically in the real field to do this so you don't contaminate it with your fingerprints. But for the purposes of what I have right now, I'm doing it without the gloves. I'm going to lay it perfectly on the tape side. That way, the regular tape gets the imprint off of the shiny side of the tape. Now that it's there and that I have it on this side here, I'm going to use the sticky side powder and try to get some prints off this side while I have it. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to lay all 4 of them down so that way I don't contaminate the area. So the first thing I'm going to do here is get the white brush out of the way. I'm going to take another strip, and I'm going to do the same thing with the other 3 pieces of tape. Again, it's upside down. Here's your gaffer's tape. I don't know if you can see the fingerprints right there, but I can see some easily fingerprints right there. Now, again, the reason why I'm laying it down like that is so that way it preserves the fingerprints under the backside, so that way it's not rubbing. But at the same time, I'm going to get the prints on the tape that I laid down. So that's 2. I'm going to grab number 3. Again, I'm going to lay this side down flat. I'm going to grab the masking tape. Now, I can see 2.5 prints that came out really good. No, I can already tell right now the masking tape's not going to work on that camera, but they are going to be preserved right here. So, outstanding. And you got number 4 tape. And needless to say, my last piece of tape that I used was a piece of blue painter's tape, which is a very common household item nowadays. You can easily make out all kinds of good fingerprints, even with my camera right there. Again, the last chapter we read some good things about cameras. I wish I had, access currently right now to some of the video cameras over at NESCOM, or I would definitely use some of them because, trust me, there's some very powerful cameras over there. So, anyway, I have all four of the back sides of these things preserved now with those four flat pieces of tape. So what I want to do now is, with the sticky side powder, I'm going to put the sticky side powder on it, take a picture with my iPhone here. I'll even try to do it with the maneuver the laptop into place so that way you can see the imprints on that as well. Now I know we're supposed to rinse the back sides of these off. That's one of the reasons why I also used the tape to preserve the other side, because I didn't want to ruin the print. This thing's a pain in the butt to get off. Now again, I know I'm supposed to be using gloves, so that way I do not contaminate the prints, not to mention get it all over the place. Sticky side powder works fairly well. It looks very similar to the black when you lay it down. I can obviously feel it gripping. The brush I have is not the softest either, so I don't know if that's a product of the brush or if it was supposed to be that way or not, but I didn't take the time to make it soft. Oh, and I can already see, nice. Obviously, because the powder's on here and I haven't rinsed it off yet, what I'll do is I'll lay the powder down on all four of these pieces of tape. Then I'll maneuver the laptop camera in place so that way I can show you the fingerprints on these four pieces of tape before I wash it off. But I can see the fingerprints clearly coming out very well. Wow. I kind of like the sticky side powder here. I don't have a whole lot of it, actually, to tell you the truth. So I don't know how much I'm going to be able to truthfully do. When I bring the kit back there, Alicia, I'll see if you want the stuff here, so that way you can have it. I know you asked for the toolbox back, at least. I apologize for the length of this video. But we have to film it. All right. Looks like I only got about one print on the masking tape. So now I'm on my fourth tape, which is the painter's tape. which, because the painter's tape is a blue and this is a black, I'm kind of interested to see how well I can see anything. Yeah, cool. The cool thing about doing this with the brush too, the way I have it, is the back side, the side that I basically laid down on top of the other tape, and me brushing it in is actually making it stick permanently to the other side right now. So that way I get some really good deep fingerprints. I'm actually not too impressed with this powder here on the blue tape. I don't know if I could have swore I put some fingerprints on it, but I'm just not seeing many. And maybe I didn't get it very well. I don't know. Or I'm putting too much down. All right. All right, so that's the sticky side powder. Maybe when I wash them off, I'll see a little bit better fingerprints. I can tell the fingerprint on the, I can see 3 distinct fingerprints on the duct tape. I can see a half a dozen or more on the gaffer's tape. Make sure, note that to Hollywood. Basically, any criminals get caught with gaffer's tape, they're screwed. The masking tape, I only see 2. And believe it or not, the painter's tape, at least from the sticky side, I don't see anything as of yet. So I'm looking at my tapes here. Yeah, okay. Says so I'm supposed to leave for a few seconds and rinse them off with tap water. But before I do, I would like to take the camera. I'm going to angle it in such a way that hopefully you guys can see the 4 prints. So hopefully, if you guys notice, there's some 1 or 2 prints on the bottom. That's the duct tape. The gaffer's tape has a whole bunch. The yellow or the manila looking regular yeah, regular tape there obviously has a few, but I wasn't too impressed with the painter's tape. I don't really see anything on the painter's tape. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe I didn't put fingerprints on there, but I don't think so. I'm almost positive I did. So anyway, I'm going to take these 4 here. I'm going to pause the video real quick. I'm going to take these 4 out to the kitchen, rinse them off real quick, and then bring them back in. And then when I do, I'll resume the camera, I'll resume the filming and finish the rest of this. Okay?